about ready to get underway. Alabama and UAB, the 35th all-time meeting between these two programs. Alabama undefeated all-time against the Blazers. And before we get things started here in Tuscaloosa, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
You're back.
Caitlin Riley going through her warm-up pitches, getting finished up there. And we're about ready to get started. Alabama and UAB, the umpires for today's ball game. Ronald White is behind home plate with Mark Brown at first and Brian Soule, the third base umpire. The first inning is presented by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Crimson Tide fans are reminded to stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations, including respiratory virus vaccines. Vaccinations against these viruses are important for everyone, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today to learn more about how you can stay up to date on vaccinations for you and your family. Bella Wiggins to lead things off for the Blazers. Wiggins batting .472 on the season, 25 of 53. 16 runs scored with 3 doubles, 3 triples, and 8 RBIs. First pitch, low for ball 1. Wiggins was 0 for 3 with a strikeout against Alabama on Friday. Again, that was a 15-1 8-inning victory for the Crimson Tide to open up play here in the Crimson Classic. The 1-0, fouled away, 1 ball and 1 strike. It was a rough day 2 of the Crimson Classic for UAB. Overall, they are 9-10, 0-5 in true road games. They're on a 3-game losing streak because yesterday they were walked off twice. Lost 10-9 to Furman and 4-3 to SIUE. The 1-1 comes up high, 2 balls and 1 strike. That Furman loss in particular has to sting for the Blazers as the Paladins had 7 errors in that game and still came away with the victory. That's a 1 hopper to second. Hevlin's there to make the stop and the throw, and there's 1 gone. Bring up Hannah Dorsett. Left-handed hitting shortstop. Batting .389. Chops that one foul at the plate, 0-1. She's 21 of 54, 14 runs scored, a triple and 6 RBIs. 1 for 3 with a run scored. Had the only hit of the game for UAB against Alabama on Friday. The 0-1 pitch, a little inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Alabama does lead the all-time series 34-0 over UAB after Friday's 15-1 Tide victory. Alabama 58-5 all-time against the current makeup of the American Athletic Conference. That one comes in low, 2 balls and 1 strike. This year is a rare year that Alabama is not going to make a return trip to UAB. 2-1 is fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alabama did participate in the Green and Gold Classic in Birmingham last season before UAB came and played a single game here in Tuscaloosa. Alabama on the road in the state at Samford and Alabama State, as well as South Alabama this year. 2-2 to Dorsett. Ground ball back up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. And Hannah Dorsett with her 2nd hit against Alabama on the weekend. 2nd hit overall for UAB on the weekend. So man on first, 1 out here in the top of the first. Hope Tucker to the plate. Tucker, the right-handed hitting designated player, sophomore, batting .326. 14 of 43 with 9 runs scored on the year. First pitch is a called strike. 2 doubles, a triple, a homer, and 11 RBIs. It was 0 for 1 with a walk on Friday. The 0-1 comes in a little bit low, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a beautiful day here in Tuscaloosa, a little bit chilly. 54 degrees at first pitch. Not a cloud in the sky. If you're in the sun, you are very comfortable. The 1-1 Ground ball, and that's going to be stopped on a dive by Ellisette at short. She makes the throw from her knees, but beating it out is Tucker with the infield hit, and UAB now threatening in the top of the first inning. It was a really nice play by Ellisette to get to that ball, but she moved to her right to do it. So it took her a second to be able to make the throw from her knees, and Tucker beat it out. First pitch to Lindsey Smith is fouled back for strike one. Smith, the right-handed senior, batting .391, 18 of 46, 13 runs scored, 4 doubles, a triple. Leads the team with 3 homers as well as 15 RBIs to lead the squad. The 0-1 is a strike. No balls and 2 strikes now on Smith. 200 down the lines, 220 to straightaway center field here at the Rhodes House. 6-foot wall all the way around in the outfield. The 0-2 pitch is high. They'll throw back behind the runner at second, but diving back safely is Dorsett. Count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2, that's a chopper back up the middle. Riley has it and then drops it as she was going to make an underhand throw to third to get the force out. And the ball rolls into left field, and a runner comes in to score. So making the transfer from the glove to the bare hand to make the underhand toss to third. Riley lost the grip of the ball, and it rolled all the way to third, all the way into left field. And an early error, which has been an issue for the Crimson Tide this weekend, leads to a run scoring, and it's 1-0 UAB. That error will allow both runners to move up as well. Smith moves all the way to second, Tucker all the way to third.
Right fielder number 24, Hannah Miles.
And we'll bring up the right fielder, Hannah Miles. First pitch. That one is lined to left, and that's going to be just foul down the left field line. As Miles just missed 2 RBIs. Miles batting .304, 14 of 46 with 12 runs scored. 3 doubles, 4 triples, a homer, and 8 RBIs on the season. He's 0 for 2 against Alabama on Friday. And a pitch misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 0-1. Low and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. UAB 1-0 here in the top of the first, just underway, and the Blazers trying to put a crooked number up. That's a ground ball. That's going to get through for a base hit into right field, and it looks like they're going to be able to do it. 1 run scores. Here comes the second, sliding in safely. Now going for second, and out at second is Miles. But the Blazers plate 2 more, and it's now 3-0 UAB. The throw in from Pruitt was just a little bit late. Smith slid in safely underneath the tag, but then Giles noticed that Miles was trying for second, was able to get her at second. Now there's 2 out and nobody on base for Alyssa Aguilar. First pitch to her is a slow roller to third. The stop made by Elistad. The throw's in time, and that'll do it for UAB here in the first. But the Blazers put up a number here in the top of the first inning as they get 3 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 costly error and no runners left on base. We played a half inning. UAB 3, Alabama coming to bat here in the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field. We head to the bottom of the first inning. UAB with a 3-0 lead over Alabama. The Blazers plating 3 runs, only 1 earned in that first inning. And the Blazers have the 3-0 lead. Here is the Alabama Power starting lineup for the Crimson Tide. Alabama entering today's game at 14-6 overall, 8-1 here at the Rhodes House on an 8-game win streak entering today's game. Audrey Vandergriff will lead things off and play left field. Larissa Pruitt, the right fielder, batting second. Lex Papillo, designated player, bats third. Abby Dukeshire, first baseman, batting fourth. Callie Hevlin, the second baseman, bats fifth. Brooke Ellisad, shortstop, batting sixth. Batting seventh is the third baseman, Riley Valentine. Catching, batting eighth is Marley Giles, and Kristen White, the center fielder, will bat ninth. They'll face in the circle for UAB, the left-handed sophomore from Mobile, Caroline McClendon. McClendon looks in, and here comes the first pitch to Vandergriff. That bunt is down. McClendon fields it coming out the circle. The throw is not in time. And Audrey Vandergriff leads things off with an infield bunt single. Thought she might have bunted it a bit too hard. McClendon came out of the circle of the field quickly, but Vandergriff's speed, she beat it out. And she's on first to start things off for Alabama. So they look to answer back here in the home half of the first. Larissa Pruitt to the plate. First pitch inside for ball 1. McClendon on the year, a 4.35 ERA, a 4-4 record. 9th appearance, 7th start. She has 4 complete games. She's pitched 37 innings. Given up 48 hits, 26 runs, 23 earned, walked 13, struck out 25. Opponents batting .314 against McClendon on the year. Comes the 1-0 to Pruitt. Called strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Larissa Pruitt batting an even .400 on the season, 22 of 55, 17 runs scored, 4 doubles, a triple, a homer, 16 runs driven in. Was 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored against UAB on Friday. The 1-1, that one's hammered foul into the UAB bullpen down the right field line, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Defensively for the Blazers, Hubbard is in left, Wiggins in center, Miles in right, Smith at third, Dorsett at short, Wortham at second, Aguilar at first with Henderson behind the plate. Catching McClendon with Tucker, the DP. 1-2. Pruitt again fouls that one away. 1-2 is McClendon trying to attack the inside corner on Pruitt. The 1-2. Pruitt lines this to right, and that's going to stay up a little bit too long. The catch is made by Miles. Gets it in and keeps Vandergriff at first. And there's one gone. And a tough luck weekend for Larissa Pruitt continues. She hit that one on a laser. Unfortunately, it stayed up too long. And 1 out. That will bring up the designated player, Lex Papillo. First, Petra Murphy's going to bring both Papillo and Abby Dukeshire over to have a word. Papillo on the year, batting .375, 21 of 56 with 11 runs scored, 4 doubles, 4 homers, and 18 runs driven in. Leads the team in RBIs. A couple behind Callie Hevlin for the team lead in home runs. Was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs in the win against UAB on Friday. First pitch is Sky to deep second, ranging over and making the catch. A couple of steps onto the grass behind the second base bag is Wortham, and there's 2 away.
First baseman number 10, Abby Dukeshire.
That will bring up Abby Dukeshire. Duke batting .432, 16 of 37, 9 runs scored, 5 doubles, a homer, and 9 RBIs on the season. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Duke 2 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored against UAB on Friday. impossible to get out here in the Crimson Classic, as that one is fouled away. Well hit down left field line, 1-1. 2 for 2 on Friday against UAB. 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI against Furman on Friday. Got a game off against SIUE on Saturday. That one's in the dirt. Vandegrift was taking off with the pitch and will slide without a throw with a stolen base. Against Furman on Saturday, Duke came back with a 3 for 3 day. He's hitting the ball as well as anyone right now in the country. The 2-1. A little outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Patrick Murphy's the head coach of the Crimson Tide. He's in his 27th season as the Alabama head coach. An Alabama head coaching record: 1,291 victories, 381 losses, a .772 winning percentage for the national champion and Hall of Fame coach. He's in the third base coaching box. 3-1 is a called strike, and the count's full 3-2. Caleb Rowe, the assistant coach in the first base box. Lance McMahon's the pitching coach. Hitting coach is Adam Arbor. Ryan Iyer Murray, the coordinator of player development. Director of softball operations for the Crimson Tide is Jaden Spencer. AC Atinka is the athletic trainer. The payoff pitch to Dukeshire is popped up on the infield. Underneath it and making the catch is Dorsett at short for out number 3 to retire the side, and Alabama unable to answer back after UAB scored 3 in the top of the first inning. For the Crimson Tide here in the first, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We played 1, 3-0 Blazers here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We head to the second inning. UAB with a 3-0 lead over Alabama. The second inning is presented by the Bryant Museum, located on the UA campus just across from Coleman Coliseum. Open every day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., except Mondays. Access online at bryantmuseum.com. Alabama making a change in the circles. We head to the second inning. UAB with a 3-0 lead. With this call to the bullpen, remind you that Alabama softball is brought to you by Barkley GMC, the best place to buy a vehicle in Tuscaloosa, and proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Visit barclaygmc.com today. Barkley makes it easy. The new pitcher for Alabama is right-handed senior Emily Winstead. First pitch to Antonia Henderson is on the inside corner for a called strike 1. Winstead on the year has a 2.10 ERA and a 5-0 record. This is her 11th appearance. She's pitched 23 1/3 innings. As that one is popped up, foul ground, third base side. Valentine sticks with it, and she'll make the catch for out number 1. Winstead's given up 15 hits, 10 runs, 7 earned, 4 walks, and 23 strikeouts. Bonus batting 183 against the UNCW transfer. Gets the first out. And we'll bring up McKinley Hubbard. First pitch to Hubbard. On the check swing, she didn't go. 1-0. So Riley goes an inning. Gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned. No walks and no strikeouts. The 1-0. Waved at and missed. Foul tipped in the glove. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hubbard batting. Does not have a batting average. 0 for 2 on the year. Pops this one up, foul ground, third base side. It will get out of play. Sending Jocelyn Brisky running away in the Alabama bullpen. Again, the plan was for all 4 pitchers to get at least 1 inning here in this game. 1-2 is low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I believe the plan would have been for Riley to go 2 innings, but giving up the runs, wanted to go ahead and get Winstead in here. 2-2 pitch. Hit the outside corner, called strike 3. And there's 1 gone. Excuse me, there's 2 away here in the second. First strikeout for Alabama pitching. Screw ball hit the outside corner. So now 2 outs, nobody on for the second baseman, Brentley Wortham. First pitch. Fouled straight back for strike 1. Wortham batting .244, 11 of 45, 8 runs scored with a homer and 7 runs driven in. 0 for 2 with a strikeout on Friday. One's outside, 1-1. Finishing off the support staff for Alabama, strength and conditioning coach is Michelle Diltz. Sports information director Nathan Sheehan. The 1-1 fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Video director is Scott Moyer. Equipment manager Stu Moore, and the photographer is Kent Gidley. 1-2 pitch to Wortham. That one's will hit to left, but there to make the play is Vandegrift for out number 3 to retire the side, and Emily Winstead comes in and sits the Blazers down in order here in the second. UAB 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Blazers still with a 3-0 lead over Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Alabama trailing UAB 3-0. Second inning is presented by the Bryant Museum, located on the UA campus just across from Coleman Coliseum. Open every day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., except Mondays. Access online at bryantmuseum.com. Hevelin, Ellisad, and Valentine due up here in the second. 5-6-7 against Caroline McClendon. Back out for her second inning of work for the Blazers. Callie Hevelin to lead things off. Senior batting .354, 17 of 48 with 12 runs scored, a triple, 6 homers, and 14 RBIs on the year for Callie. He was 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs and runs scored on Friday, the game 1 between these 2 teams here in the 2025 T-Mobile Crimson Classic. That included a home run. First pitch coming in. Called strike at the knees, 0-1. For UAB, their head coach is Taylor Smart. She's in her first season in Birmingham. The 0-1 is high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Assistant coaches, Anna Shellnut, Mandy Jordan, and Mellon Porter. Misses inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. UAB 1-3 so far here in the Crimson Classic. They beat SIUE 7-5 on Friday, and then dropped a game to Alabama, and then walked off twice yesterday by SIUE and Furman. That pitch is outside, 3-1 now on Hevlin. And looking for their first ever victory over Alabama. Three-one pitch. Hevlin takes it low for ball 4. And a leadoff walk for Hevlin starts things off here in the second. For the shortstop, Brooke Elistad. Elistad batting .345, 19 of 55, 8 runs scored, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 15 runs driven in. Was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and runs scored against UAB on Friday. First pitch, swung on and missed for strike 1 as Elistad looked like she was trying to deposit that one into the brickyard. She did yesterday against Furman, a solo homer in that one, straightaway center. That one is a fly ball to fairly deep right field, but that's going to stay in the ballpark. The catch is made by Miles, and there's one gone. That will bring up Riley Valentine. Riley batting .167, 4 of 24 on the year with 5 runs scored. Was 0 for 1 with a run scored against UAB on Friday. She was starting catcher in that game. Playing third today. That one's fouled straight back for strike 1. Alabama in the all-crimson uniforms today. The crimson jerseys with white script Bama across the chest. Crimson pants and crimson socks. UAB in the all-whites. White jerseys with UAB in block green across the chest, outlined in gold. So that one's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. White pants and green socks, and there are green pinstripes on both the pants and the jersey. The 0-1. Oh, called strike. Looked both high and outside. But Ronald White gave him the strike. Count moves to 1-2. One, 2. That one is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, runner on first, 3-0 UAB here in the bottom of the second inning. Two. Valentine fouls it straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alabama heads to Homewood on Tuesday to take on Samford in Birmingham. Airtime is set for 5:45 with a 6 o'clock first pitch here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. The 2-2. Valentine fouls that one off. Stays alive at 2-2. Elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, Alabama baseball is underway. Game number 3 of their series with North Dakota State over at the Joe, and the Bison have an early 1-0 lead. They're in the bottom of the second. Two is low and away, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And as I say that, Crimson Tide with a solo homer ties things up 1-1. Bama baseball will keep you up to date. And about to get tipped off, it's Alabama women's basketball at Oklahoma. Payoff pitch, Valentine fouls that one away. Staying alive at 3-2. So Alabama got the huge win over LSU on Thursday. This would be an equally huge win if they were able to go to Norman and get a W. Playing for seeding in both the SEC and NCAA tournaments. And high seeding at that. 3-2 comes in, and that gets Valentine on the hand. Got her on, I believe it was the left hand. And Riley Valentine hit by a pitch for the 4th time this weekend. That might have actually been her right hand. Riley's taking a good walk down the right field line. UAB challenging the play. It definitely hit her. So this will not be a long replay review. This replay review is brought to you by the Weekend Warm-Up. If you love behind-the-scenes stories from Coach Murphy, you won't want to miss Weekend Warm-Up on select Fridays this season. Inspired by Nick at Noon, the softball edition at Baumhower's Victory Grill features a lunch buffet, Alabama softball bingo, a panel with Team 29 players and alumni, and unforgettable insight from Coach Murphy. Check out Alabama softball's social media pages for more details. And Riley did a little bit of a check swing, and the ball hit Riley's right hand, which is the one that was on top as a right-handed batter. He got it right on the side, the pinky side of her right hand. And A.C. Atinka, the athletic trainer, out looking at it. You know, it was very painful. And yeah, it totally missed the bat. So here comes Ron White to let us know. Yeah, Riley confirmed to be hit by a pitch. I'm sure she was like, yes, I could have told you. So the hit by pitch now puts runners on first and second with 1 out. For the catcher, Marley Giles. Giles batting .292, 14 of 48, 13 runs scored, 4 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, and 12 RBIs. And we'll look to the team captain. Try to get the offense going here. In the bottom of the second, Tide trails 3-0. First pitch inside for ball 1. Giles appeared as a pinch hitter and went 0 for 1 with a run scored against UAB on Friday. The 1-0. Giles takes that one a little low. 2 balls and no strikes. We'll keep you up to date on both baseball and women's basketball as this game goes along. That one's low, 3-0. And also, Bama fans, be sure to catch Hey Coach and the Nate Oates Show, presented by Alpha Insurance, live from Baumhower's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa on Monday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. The 3-0, Giles pulls back the bunt. It's a called strike, 3-1. In addition to that, Crimson Tide Sports Network coverage continues with Crimson Drive Thursday afternoons on all Crimson Tide Sports Network social media outlets. Crimson Drive is live each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Time, so be sure to join host Roger Hoover for the latest on Alabama Athletics. The 3-1 is a fly ball to shallow center. Ranging back and making the over-the-shoulder catch is Dorsett from short for the second out of the inning. And with 2 outs, runners on first and second, that'll bring up the center fielder, Kristen White. White batting .357, 15 of 42, 16 runs scored with 3 RBIs on the year. Was 1 for 2 with a run scored against UAB on Friday. First pitch is in there for a called strike. The 0-1. And that one bounces away from the catcher. And now both runners will move up into scoring position. That one pitch from McClendon looked like it just missed the spot from Henderson. Ticked off her glove and headed all the way to the backstop. That's actually going to be scored a pass ball. So now runners on second and third with 2 outs. The 1-1 to White is low. 2-1. One is a ground ball. That's a diving shot by the second baseman. The throw is not going to be in time. White is safe. Coming in to score is Callie Hevlin. It's now 3-1 UAB. It's actually a really nice play by Wortham, diving toward first base to stop the ball from going in the outfield. She tried to flip it while laying on the ground, but White beat it out. So that'll be an infield single for Kristen White. Hevlin scores. Valentine to third. Bama's on the board. It's 3-1. Now back to the top of the order. And Audrey Vandegrift. She singled her first time. First pitch swung on a miss for strike 1. Vandegrift is a 5'2" player. Has the pop to go along with the speed. She was looking to get her second home run of the season there with that swing. And that's a fly ball to deep center field. That one is back and off the wall. It bounced over the wall for a ground rule double. That is just terrible luck because Kristen White doesn't score. One run does come in. It's now 3-2. Blazers. Yep, Kristen White is being told she has to go back to third because that ball hit and bounced over the center field wall for the ground rule double. So Valentine scores, White to third. Bring up Larissa Pruitt. So a 2-for-2 day for Audrey Vandegrift. A single in the first and an RBI double here in the second, and now Larissa Pruitt will step in with the Crimson Tide trailing 3-2. But the offense has come alive here in this second inning. First pitch to Pruitt. Misses low and away for ball 1. Pruitt, a fly out, her first time. Junior from Hartselle, Alabama. High and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Marissa looking for her first hit of the Crimson Classic. Now would be a great time to do it. Two-0 pulls back the bunt. It's high and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. And now we are going to see a mound visit for the Blazers as McClendon, after she gave up a leadoff single in the first, but then got 3 straight flyouts and or pop-ups to end the first inning. But here in the second, Alabama drawing a walk, a hit by pitch, a single and a double. Tide has runners on second and third with 2 outs. Marissa Pruitt up 3-0 in the count with first base open. Has wrapped up, and now Pruitt will set back in. Left-handed hitting right fielder for the Tide. The 3-0 is high for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk has now loaded the bases. 2 outs for Lex Papillo. Papillo's 0 for 1 on the day. Junior from Crystal Lake, Illinois, the transfer from Northern Iowa, with an opportunity to put the Tide on top here in the bottom of the second. First pitch. Low and away, ball 1. 5th straight ball thrown by McClendon. The 1-0 is high. 2 balls, no strikes. Outside, 3 balls, no strikes. These are not particularly close either. The 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. Bill was taking all the way there. The 3-1. Missed inside for ball 4. Well, that will bring in Kristen White. The RBI walk ties things up. It's now 3-3 between Alabama and UAB. That will bring up Abby Dukeshire, the 9th batter of the inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Tied up at 3. First pitch. Inside for ball 1. Duke popped out her first time. Seemed like that was the first unproductive at-bat for Abby Dukeshire in about 2 weeks. The 1-0. Duke with a hard hit shot to short, but the stop is made. The throw is in time from Dorsett for out number 3 to retire the side. Hit it right on the nose, but a 1-hopper to short will end the inning for Alabama. But the Crimson Tide tie things up as they get 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left on base. We played 2. It's 3-3, Alabama and UAB here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. third inning is presented by Bojangles and the new and improved Bojangles app. Bring the flavor to your tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and fixings by downloading the Bojangles app to order ahead for tailgates and whenever it's bow time. It's not a tailgate without Bojangles. We head to the third inning, tied up. Alabama and UAB knotted up at 3. Due up for the Blazers here in the third. It will be the top of the order. Wiggins, Dorsett, and Tucker. Against Emily Winstead, back out for her second inning of relief for the Crimson Tide. UAB scored 3 in the first. Alabama answered with 3 in the second. And we're knotted up. Both teams with 3 runs and 3 hits in the game. Alabama's committed an error, and they've left 4 runners on base. UAB has not left a runner on. Bella Wiggins to lead things off. She's 0 for 1. She grounded out her first time. First pitch. Misses touch outside for ball 1. Wiggins, a senior from Fairhope, Alabama. That one misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, a touch outside, 3-0. For the first time this season, we have the CTSN booth cam rolling today. Ethan Carabin here in the booth with me. The 3-0 is there for a strike. You see that on all the Crimson Tide Sports Network social media channels. The 3-1, fouled away. Count moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch to Wiggins. Hit the outside corner for a called strike 3. Wiggins was trying to get on base however she could. Was on offering earlier in the at-bat. So that one clipped the outside edge, and there's one gone. Second strikeout of the day for Emily Winstead, and they've both been looking. First pitch to Hannah Dorsett, misses for ball 1. It's time for a scoreboard update brought to you by the Out of the Box podcast. First, this 1-0 pitch. Called strike, 1-1. Check out the latest episode of the Out of the Box podcast, part of the Softball America Podcast Network, wherever you get your podcasts. Myself and my usual partner, Gray Robertson. That is a bunt back up the middle. The throw from Winstead is not in time to get Dorsett. And she beats out the infield single. Looking at the replay, I think Alabama is right not to challenge that one. Dorsett did beat it out. So she's now 2 for 2 on the day. For Hope Tucker. First pitch to Tucker is popped up in foul ground. It will get out of play, 0-1. Nice catch made by a Bama fan. Tucker singled and scored her first time. Give us a follow at Out of the Box _pod on the X. Like, subscribe, and share. We'll have a new episode dropping this week. Called strike 0-2 now on Tucker. Had a fun episode last week where we talked with Kaylee Tao, who's joining Gray and Jenna Johnson over on the SEC Network Plus broadcast this afternoon. The 0-2, fouled away. We'll do it again, no balls, 2 strikes. Also, we did an Oscar pick swap episode. Apparently the Oscars are tonight. I wouldn't know if we weren't doing the pick swap. You can check that out on the feed. And then coming up this week, a new episode. The 0-2 to Tucker is in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And joining us this week on the pod will be Madison Shipman, ESPN commentator, former Tennessee Lady Vol, but a member of the Alabama softball family with Allie Shipman. That one's fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. bringing her into the fold. So looking forward to that conversation here this week. And a lot of stuff going on in the world of softball that we'll be discussing. 1-2 is in the dirt, and that one bounces away from Giles. And the wild pitch will put Torset into scoring position. And moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two to Tucker. Off speed, fouled away. Do it again, 2-2. So part of the scoreboard update, Bama women's basketball, they're through 1 in Norman, and Oklahoma has a 28-18 lead over Alabama. Over at the Joe, Bama baseball, they're in the midst of a 7-run second inning. And Alabama leads North Dakota State 7-1. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tucker chased the rise, and there's 2 gone.
Now for UAB number 1, Lindsay
Climbed the ladder, did Winstead. Tucker overpowered, and with 2 out, runner on second, that brings up Lindsey Smith. First pitch to Smith is high for ball 1. Smith reached on an error and scored in the first. Softball games currently underway featuring SEC teams. That one's fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just gone final at the Jane B. Moore Memorial Tournament in Auburn as the Tigers beat Louisiana 4-3. The 1-1. Drops a bit. No, it's a called strike. 2-1. Excuse me, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arkansas with an 8-2 lead over Missouri State in the 4th. Top of the 4th, Ole Miss leads South Alabama 7-2. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off at the plate. Just got a piece. Stays alive at 1-2. Top of the 6th in Starkville, Northwestern State leads Mississippi State 1-0. Keep an eye on that one. The 1-2. That one's popped up, foul ground. It'll get out of play. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In Gainesville, Florida leads Florida A&M 5-1. Bottom of the 3rd in Austin, Texas over South Florida 2-0. That one bounces in. Winstead, I think, lost the grip on that one as it was coming out of her hand. Only went about 38 feet. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball to 3rd. Nice play by Valentine. She stumbles after she made the play. And beating it out is going to be Lindsey Smith. It would have been a close play at first regardless. She made a great play going into foul ground, but then had her foot come out from underneath her on the dirt in foul territory. And here comes Patrick Murphy to talk things over for the entire Alabama infield. Talking mostly to Emily Winstead right here. Bottom of the 1st, no score between Kansas City and Oklahoma. Top of the 1st, Texas Tech and Texas A&M just getting underway as the Red Raiders got the victory over Texas A&M yesterday in College Station. Coming up later, Alabama A&M is at Texas. Finals already in. I'm going to check that one before I announce it. And a sweep of Duke by South Carolina. South Carolina gets a 12-7 win over the Blue Devils. And it'll be interesting to see where South Carolina falls in all the polls this week. First pitch to Hannah Miles is a fly ball to left field, but there to make the catch is Audrey Vandegrift for out number 3 to retire the side and keep UAB off the board here in the 3rd inning. We'll have more scores for you when we come back, but most importantly here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama keeps UAB off the board, and we're still tied up at 3 after the Blazers get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left here in the third. We head to the bottom of the third, 3-3, Tide and Blazers here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Alabama 3, UAB 3. The third inning is presented by Bojangles and the new and improved Bojangles app. Bring the flavor to your tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and fixings by downloading the Bojangles app to order ahead for tailgates and whenever it's bow time. It's not a tailgate without Bojangles. Due up for the Tide here in the third, there'll be Hevlin, Elisad, and Valentine, 5, 6, 7. Against a new pitcher for UAB. As now pitching for the Blazers, it's going to be Tate Davidson. First pitch is fouled away for strike 1 by Callie Hevlin. So Caroline McClendon went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks and no strikeouts. Faced 9 batters in the second inning as that pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-2. Overall, 51 pitches, 25 strikes. Seemed to lose the control in that second inning where she hit a batter and walked 3 and gave up 3 runs. The 0-2 is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Callie Hevlin, who walked and scored in that second inning. Davidson has a 4.20 ERA and a 5-3 record, making her 10th appearance, first in relief for the Blazers on the year. The 1-2, touch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. She's gone 48 in the third innings, 42 hits, 35 runs, 29 earned. She's walked 25, struck out 41. Bonus hitting .235 against Davidson on the year. Hevlin pops this one up on the infield. Third base side. Dorsett will take control and make the catch for out number 1. And let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Clear for ID. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're back.
Brooke Elisad, 0 for 1 on the day, stepping in now. First pitch, high and away, 4-1. Finals from SEC games, or games featuring SEC teams, I should say. Kentucky beat Evansville 8-0. Elisad gets out of the way of that one. It's inside, 2-0. As I mentioned, South Carolina finishes off a sweep over number 9 Duke, 12-7. Texas A&M beat Idaho State 4-1. Tennessee over Indiana State 6-0. Nebraska avenges their yesterday's loss to Missouri with a 10-9 win today. It's in there for a strike. The 2-1 comes in too high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Elsad lines this to second. The catch is made by Wortham, and there's 2 gone. Brooke hit that one on the nose right at him.
Third base number 17, Riley Valentine.
And a shocker in Athens today. Final game of the Bulldog Invitational. Ohio State, after being walked off by the Bulldogs yesterday, comes back with a 7-run second inning, and they beat Georgia 7-0. 2 out, nobody on for Riley Valentine. First pitch misses for ball 1. The 1-0 comes inside, almost hits Valentine. She's been hit 4 times this weekend, including her first time up today. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 pitch. Valentine takes that one outside. 3-0. Finals from top 25 teams in action, not in the SEC. Oklahoma State up 9-1 on Drake. That's actually just gone final. Stanford leads Georgia Tech 2-0. .30 is a called strike, 3-1. Virginia up on Hofstra 9-1. That's in the 3rd. That one misses outside for ball 4. So Valentine keeps the inning alive with a 2-out walk. She'll stand on first with 2 outs for Marley Giles. Arizona beat San Diego State in 6 innings, 11-3. I do believe San Diego State's current stint of being ranked will end after this week. Virginia Tech with a 4-1 win over James Madison. Marley Giles to the plate. She's 0 for 1. She popped out her first time. Giles pulls back the bunt. It's inside for ball 1. That's all the finals as we sit right now. Giles takes that on the inside corner, 1-1. That one comes in too high, 2-1 now on Giles. Hammers that one foul past Patrick Murphy in the third base coaching box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on first. Alabama and UAB tied up at 3 here in the home half of the 3rd inning. Alabama trying to run their overall win streak to 9 in a row. Trying to finish off the Crimson Classic undefeated. UAB trying to get their first ever victory against Alabama. And now their 35th try. Giles fouls this one off. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Giles with a 1-hopper to short, eats up the shortstop momentarily, but Dorsett's able to collect it, step on the bag for out number 3 to retire the side. For the Crimson Tide here in the 3rd, no runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 runner left on base We played 3. It's Alabama 3, UAB 3 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from the airfield. We head to the 4th inning. Alabama and UAB knotted up at 3. The 4th inning is presented by Nukes. At Nukes, your food is always made to order in an open kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Visit them locally on University Boulevard or order online at nukes.com. Nukes is a proud supporter of Alabama softball. Due up for the Blazers here in the 4th, Miles, Aguilar, and Henderson, 5, 6, 7. Facing Emily Winstead back out for her 3rd inning of relief. In 2 innings, she's given up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts, 36 pitches and 25 strikes. She came in relief of Caitlin Riley, who got the start with the 1st inning. She gave up 3 hits and 3 runs, only 1 of those earned, no walks and no strikeouts, 21 pitches and 13 strikes thrown by Riley. Overall, Alabama 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 5 left. For UAB, 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Patrick Murphy conducting his mid-game interview with the 3-man booth of the SEC Network Plus today. My usual broadcast partner, Gray Robertson, handling those duties, along with Kaylee Tao and Jenna Johnson making her TV debut here today. Discussing a game that has seen Alabama make some mistakes. The early error in the 1st inning kind of got things rolling for UAB, and then the fact that the Blazers are currently out hitting an Alabama offense that has been hitting on all cylinders before today. But this one's a closer one as Alyssa Aguilar steps in. The first pitch is a called strike. Aguilar had the 2 RBI single her first time. And an underrated play of that 1st inning to help Alabama, as that pitch misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike, was when Miles, excuse me, this is Hannah Miles at the plate. Like I said, Aguilar first. Hannah Miles at the plate. The 1-1 fouled away. Nope, I was right the first time. Excuse me, it is Aguilar. The 1-2 is a chopper that will spin foul down the first base line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Made a mistake in my scorebook on that one, but Alyssa Aguilar is the batter. When Miles was thrown out trying to take an extra base after driving in the 2 runs in that 1st inning, to get the 2nd out and clear the bases, that was big for Alabama to keep the Blazers just scoring the 3 in the 1st. That pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one bounces away. I think got a piece of Ronald White, our home plate umpire. He's okay. Count is full, 3-2. Three-two pitch just misses for ball 4, and Aguilar will draw the leadoff walk. Looks like we're going to see a pinch runner, or excuse me, a pinch hitter for UAB. Yes, grabbing a bat and coming up is Mackenzie Drody, senior from Iota, Louisiana.
Bench running for UAB 27, Britt Borganoy.
Also
And batting for
pinch
UAB,
running,
number
so it's
7,
both a pinch
Mackenzie
runner and a
Drody.
pinch hitter. Britt Berganoin will run with Drody hitting. And Drody puts up a bunt and a diving catch by Abby Dukeshire in foul ground. Gets a huge first out of the inning. And what a play by Abby Dukeshire, charging in from first. Laid out and made the catch in foul ground. And there's one gone
Now up number
for McKinley
26,
Hubbard.
McKinley Hubbard.
First pitch misses for ball one. The 1-0. That one's well hit to left field, but it's going to stay in the ballpark. The catch is made by Vandegrift just in front of the warning track. Gets it in, and there's two gone.
Now up number 10, Bradley Wortham.
Brantley Wortham takes the first pitch for a call strike. Wortham's 0 for 1. She had a fly out her first time. 2 out, runner on first, tied up at 3. Alabama and UAB. The 0-1, it's in their first strike, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, fouled away. Taking a look at Alabama softball on this date. Alabama 13-4 all time on March 2nd. Outscoring opponents 108 to 35. Tied 5-3 all time in Crimson Classic games on this date. The 0-2 is high 1-2. Posting wins over Western Kentucky, North Carolina, St. Francis, and Southern Miss. In last year's Crimson Classic, Alabama split a pair of games on this date. 1-2 pitch. Little inside, 2-2. They dropped a 2-0 decision to South Alabama before bouncing back with a 1-0 win over Arizona here in T-Town. The 2-2 is fouled off. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Runner on first. Here in the top of the 4th. We're tied up at 3. That one's popped up, foul ground, first base side, and it will get out of play up on top of the dugout. We'll do it again, 2-2. Two is line foul towards the Bama clubhouse. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They've gone to the half in Norman, and Alabama has battled back to tie things up at 45 against Oklahoma in women's basketball. 2-2 is a grounder to third. Valentine has it, makes a stop in the throw for out number 3 to retire the side. So leadoff walk does not come around for the Blazers here in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We head to the home half of the 4th inning. It is 3-3, Alabama and UAB here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Alabama and UAB tied up at 3. Due up for the tide here in the fourth. It'll be White, Vandegrift, and Pruitt, 9-1-2. Against Tate Davidson back out for her second inning of work for UAB. Davidson came in last inning, has gone an inning. No hits, no runs, 1 walk and no strikeouts. 21 pitches and 10 strikes thrown by Davidson so far here in the ball game. She replaced Caroline McClendon, who went the first 2. Gave up 3 hits and 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks and no strikeouts. 51 pitches and 25 strikes thrown by McClendon.
And now it's time to show some love to center field number 3, Kristen White.
3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error and 5 left for Alabama. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 3 left for UAB. Everyone re-entered for the Blazers. Kristen White steps in, and here comes the first pitch. Pulls back the butt, takes it high for ball 1. White had an RBI single and scored in the second, part of the 3-run second inning. UAB played at 3 in the top of the first. Bama with 3 in the bottom of the second. That's where we stand right now. High and inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Elsewhere on the network, Alabama baseball with a 7-2 lead now over North Dakota State. They're in the top of the fourth over at the Joe. That one misses outside. 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0 hits the inside corner, 3-1. They're now in the top of the 7th in Starkville. Northwestern State with a 5-0 lead over Mississippi State. Going along with the 7-0 win for Ohio State over Georgia. Some upsets going on in the conference here this Sunday getaway day. That's a line drive to short, catch made by Dorsett, and there's one gone. Trying to avoid that here. Tied up at 3 with 1 out for Audrey Vandegrift. Vandegrift has had quite the day so far. She's 2 for 2, singled in the first, had an RBI double in the second, and that was a ground rule double that cost her an RBI that it bounced over the fence because Kristen White definitely would have scored on that play from first. She later scored in the inning. Vandegrift pulled back the bunt on the last second for ball 1. One out. A little outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Vandegrift fouls that one away. I got a piece of everyone back behind the plate, including our home plate umpire, Ronald White, but he appears to be all right. 2-1 the count. Now on the Tide freshman. Pulled back the bunt, dropped too low, 3-1. The freshman from Bogart, Georgia. The 3-1 is a called strike at the knees. And the count is full, 3-2. You have a breeze blowing in left to right. Payoff pitch. Vandegrift with a fly ball, foul ground right hand side, and it will be caught. by Miles, who tracked it down. Looked like she lost it momentarily, but then was able to make the catch in the tough Sunfield, Aaron Wright field. Now 2 outs, nobody on for Larissa Pruitt. She's 0 for 1 with a fly out and a walk. Looking for her first hit of the Crimson Classic. First pitch, low and away for ball 1. Davidson looks in, the 1-0. Ooh, that came in and that hit her. Pruitt will head down to first on the hit by pitch. Got her on the right arm, excuse me, the left arm, maybe the forearm. She's shaking it off. Talking things over with Kayla Bro. Still with that Larissa smile on her face. Shaking the fielding back into that left hand. Now Alabama has a runner on first with 2 outs for Lex Papillo. 0 for 1, popped out in the first, had an RBI walk in the second. First pitch is inside for ball 1. One thing about it, these UAB pitchers not afraid to try to work inside. Does result in some batters getting hit. And Patrick Murphy calls timeout. Talking things over, both Larissa Pruitt and Lex Papillo. Attention Tide fans in North Alabama and all over the state, the New Wave meet and greet with Ryan Williams and Jalen Mbakwe has been rescheduled for Saturday, March 29th at Sand Mountain Park and Amphitheater in Albertville, Alabama. Ryan and Jalen will now be at Sand Mountain Park from 2 to 3 p.m. on Saturday, March 29th to meet Bama fans, sign autographs, and pose for photos. Please mark your calendars for this new date. That pitch off speed is outside. Taking off is Pruitt. She will steal second. The ball got away from Dorsett, but Larissa had beaten the throw anyway, so the stolen base for Pruitt. She's now 8 for 8 stolen bases on the year. Second stolen base of the game for the Crimson Tide. The 2-0. Pruitt pops this one up sky high. And making the catch now on the first base side of second base is the shortstop Dorsett for out number 3 to retire the side. Everyone was battling the sun and the wind there, but Dorsett was able to stick with it to make the catch for out number 3 and retire the side. For Alabama, here in the 4th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We played 4. It's 3-3, Alabama and UAB here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field. We head to the 5th inning. Alabama and UAB tied up at 3, and the 5th inning is presented by Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is more than fast and more than signs. Request a free quote from Fast Signs for all your business visibility needs. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide softball. And a new pitcher in the circle for Alabama here. Trying to keep the Blazers where they are and give the Alabama offense an opportunity to try to break this 3-3 tie. Emily Winstead went 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts, 54 pitches, 37 strikes. And she is now being replaced in the circle by the sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona, Jocelyn Brisky. Brisky on the year has a 2.86 ERA, a 3-5 record, 13th appearance of the season. She's pitched 44 innings, 39 hits, 29 runs, 18 have been earned. She's walked 23, struck out 43. Opponents hitting .223 against Brisky on the year. And she faces the top of the order for UAB with the first pitch to Bella Wiggins in there for a called strike. Wiggins is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. That one bounces in and bounces away. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Bella Wiggins. The 1-1 pitch. Slapped that and missed. 1-2. Brisky got the start against UAB on Friday. Went 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, which was unearned, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. Got the victory. 1-2 is a liner to left, and that's going to fall just foul. Vandergriff was charging in. I think at one point contemplated trying to lay out for that one, but then realized she wasn't going to be able to get there. The count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one slapped to third, and the new third baseman for the Crimson Tide, Brooke Ellisad, who moved over from short, unable to field it cleanly. And it's going to be an E5 to put the first UAB Blazer on base here in the 5th inning. First pitch. Pulls back the bunt, takes a called strike. We're set 2 for 2 on the day with a couple of singles and a run scored. So Ellisad now on third. Salyn Hawkins now the shortstop for Alabama. That bunt is down. Brisky will field it on the second hop. The throw is in time to get Dorsett at first. Callie Hevlin covering from second, so that'll go down as a sack. Wiggins moves to second.
Now up for UAB, number 22, Hope Tucker.
I'll bring up the designated player, Hope Tucker. Tucker's 1 for 2, singled and scored in the first, struck out in the third. First pitch. Right in there for a called strike. The 0-1 bounces in and bounces away from Giles. And the wild pitch will move Wiggins into scoring, or in to third base, 60 feet away. And breaking this tie. The 1-1. Tie, 2-1. Two-one pitch in the dirt, this time stopped by Giles. 3-1. The 3-1 pitch is a called strike. Hit the inside corner at the knees, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tucker thought she might have drawn the walk there. Took a couple steps before Ron White called her back. Now the payoff pitch. That one is high for ball 4. So runners on the corners with 1 out for Lindsey Smith. Might have a pinch runner coming out for the Blazers, and we do on first base. Running for her is going to be Auburn Dupree, the Georgia Tech transfer.
Back to the Blazers, number 1, Lindsey Smith.
So Dupree now on first, with Wiggins on third, and Lindsey Smith at the plate. She's 1 for 2. Reached on air and scored in the first and singled in the third. The first pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1. The 0-1. Fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes. And if you're Brisky and you have a strikeout in you, now would be a great time because a lot of things in play would very likely score Wiggins from third. The 0-2. Fouled off. Down the third baseline. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, runners on the corners here in the top of the 5th. Alabama and UAB tied at 3. But the Blazers are threatening. The 0-2. Barely got a piece to stay alive. Risky. Got Smith to chase that one. That was low and away. Somehow Smith able to foul it off. Another 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got it with a rise, and there's 2 gone. There you go. Needed to strike out.
Now batting is number 24, Hannah Miles.
Got Smith to climb the ladder. That brings up Hannah Miles. First pitch. Hit the outside corner for a called strike. Miles 1 for 2, had the 2 RBI single in the first and a fly out in the third. Yeah, 1 jammed and fouled away. Risky back ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Miles is able to check her swing. 1-2 the count. The 1-2. Chopper to second. On the second hop, Heaven makes the stop. The underhand toss for out number 3 to retire the side. So UAB gets the go-ahead run to third base with 1 out here in the 5th, but Jocelyn Brisky gets the strikeout and induces a ground out to get out of the inning. Still knotted up at 3. For UAB here in the 5th, no runs on no hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on base. We stretch in Tuscaloosa. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 3-3 Alabama UAB here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field. The fifth inning is presented by Fast Signs at Tuscaloosa. Fast Signs at Tuscaloosa is more than fast and more than signs. Request a free quote from Fast Signs for all your business visibility needs. Fast Signs at Tuscaloosa is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide softball. We head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Alabama and UAB knotted up at 3. Due up for the Tide here in the fifth. It'll be Dukeshire, Hevlin, and Elstad. 4, 5, 6 against Tate Davidson, the second pitcher of the game for UAB. Alabama with 3 hits in the ball game. 2 of those have come from Audrey Vandegrift, the leadoff hitter. Abby Dukeshire 0 for 2 on the day with a pop out and a ground out. First pitch, Duke pops it up, foul ground, third base side, and it will get out of play on top of the Bama dugout. 0-1 the count now on Duke. Bama women's basketball, 8:13 remaining in the third quarter. It's Alabama 52, Oklahoma 51. Dukeshire checked her swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bama baseball, the Tide with a 7-2 lead over North Dakota State. They're in the bottom of the fifth over at the Joe. The 1-1's inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. You have the shadow now totally covering home plate. And the batter and the rest of the field in sunshine. Dukeshire lines this one to left. That one is back and off the wall. Dukeshire around first and head to second, where she will stand up with a leadoff double. Starting things off here in the home half of the fifth. And she just missed a home run. It would have the distance for the homer. It just didn't quite have the height. It hit about 5 feet up on the 6-foot wall in left field. Now Kinley Pate will come out to run for Abby Dukeshire, who hopefully is taking the lid off with this Alabama offense with that double. So Kinley Pate will come out to run, and Callie Hevlin stepping up. Pate, the transfer from Samford. Alabama, their next matchup. Next game is at Samford, coming up on Tuesday. First pitch, a called strike on Hevlin. She's 0 for 1. She walked and scored in the second, popped out in the third. The 0-1. High and inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hit the inside corner. The 1-2. Hevlin grounds that one to third. Charging in, making the stop and the throw is Smith. But it does move the runner to third base with 1 away. Hevlin jammed on the pitch. Was able to muscle it down the third base line. Probably would have been happy had it gone foul, but instead it stayed fair, got the out, did move the runner. So 1 out. That will now bring up Brooke Elstad. Elstad's hit the ball well, but is 0 for 2. Will fly out in a line out. First pitch outside for ball 1. Be a great time for one of those hard hit balls from Elstad to find some green. one's hammered foul into the UAB bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Comes in high and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Brooke Elstad on the year. Batting .371 with runners on base, but batting .500 with runners in scoring position. Tide has a runner on third right now. Kinley Pate stands there. The 2-1. Chopper to second. The stop is made. The throw is going to be in time to get Elstad at first, but coming in to score on the RBI ground out is Kinley Plate. And the Crimson Tide has the 4-3 lead. Not flashy, but got the job done. Wortham, any chance she had to maybe throw home was erased when she wasn't able to field it cleanly on the backhand. She kept it in front of her and got the out at first, but now with 2 outs, Salem Hawkins getting her first at-bat of the day, and first pitch, she goes opposite way for a base hit into right field. So Salem Hawkins, who had praise from Patrick Murphy in our pregame interview, had the game-ending hit against Furman yesterday. Keeps the inning alive with a single here for Marley Giles. First pitch to Marley. Inside for ball 1. Giles is 0 for 2 with a pop out and a ground out. Well, Giles fouls that one back. The rise ball from Tate Davidson that I think caught Marley off guard. The 1-1 is inside, 2-1. Bama's now even things up in the hits column. Both teams with 5 hits in the ball game. Bama now with a 4-3 lead. First lead of the game. 2-1. Giles fouls it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the wind again picking up. Blowing slightly in, left to right. The 2-2. Giles takes it high. Hawkins takes off, and she will get ahead just ahead of the tag on the feet first slide for the stolen base. Hawkins now 4 for 4 stolen bases on the year. Now the payoff pitch to Giles. Tomahawk foul. We'll do it again. 3-2. Davidson trying to use that rise ball against Giles. Another 3-2 is low and inside for ball 4. Giles draws the walk, putting runners on first and second with 2 outs. Kristen White scheduled to be the batter, but I think we will see a pinch hitter coming up. And another player that got praise from Patrick Murphy in our pregame interview today is going to be the pinch hitter, Kendall Clark.
Now batting for the Tide, number 15, Kendall
Clark batting .667 on the year, 6 of 9, 7 runs scored with a double, a triple, and 6 RBIs. Appeared as a pinch hitter and had an RBI ground out against UAB on Friday. Saturday got her first start of the season after being limited with with a thumb injury. First pitch to Clark is well hit to right center field, but ranging over in the gap to make the catch is Miles for out number 3 to retire the side. But Alabama takes the lead here in the home half of the 5th inning, as Alabama gets 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We played 5. It's 4-3 Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field. Four runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, and 8 left for Alabama. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 5 left for UAB. So we head to the top of the 6th inning. Alabama with a lead for the first time today. Due up for the Blazers here in the 6th. Aguilar, Henderson, and Hubbard, 6, 7, 8. And Jocelyn Brisky back out for her 2nd inning of work. Both White and Dukeshire have re-entered the ball game after being pinch hit and pitch run for in the 5th. Alyssa Aguilar will lead things off against Jocelyn Brisky, who has a walk and a strikeout in her 1-inning pitch so far today. The first pitch to Aguilar is high for ball 1. Aguilar is 0 for 1. She grounded out in the 1st and walked in the 4th. UAB with 3 runs in the 1st, Alabama with 3 runs in the 2nd, and 1 here in the 5th, or 1 in the 5th to take the lead before UAB batting here in the 6th inning, as that one's a called strike, 1-1. One hopper back to the pitcher. Brisky's there, makes a stop in the throw, and there's 1 away. That brings up Mackenzie Droughty, who actually stayed in the game to catch for Henderson after pinch hitting for her in the 5th. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike. Droughty popped out her first time, tried to lay down a bunt, popped it in foul ground, and Abby Dukeshire made a tremendous diving catch. The 0-1. Misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Fouled away. Ball and 2 strikes. Mitchell, Alabama will travel to Sanford on Tuesday. 6 o'clock the first pitch, 5:45 the airtime here on the network. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Roddy got tied up on that one, and there's 2 gone. Then this next weekend, Alabama returns home, hosting the Spring Fling, taking on Louisiana and Iowa on Friday and Saturday. No Sunday game of that tournament. McKinley Hubbard steps in. The first pitch misses high for ball one. Hubbard's over 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Swung on a miss, 1-1. UAB will host Middle Tennessee in the midweek before opening up their American Athletic Conference season at South Florida next weekend. Hubbard swings and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Hubbard fouls that one off. Stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hubbard getting her first start of the season. This is only the 3rd game she's appeared in. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. 4 strike 3, and Brisky comes in. Blazing the Blazers as both Grody and Hubbard go down by strikes. And the Blazers go down 1-2-3 here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. We head to the home half of the 6th inning. It's Alabama 4, UAB 3 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field. We head to the home half of the 6th inning. Alabama with a 4-3 lead over UAB. Top of the order due up for the Crimson Tide. Vandegrift, Pruitt, and Papillo against the 3rd pitcher of the ball game, a new pitcher for UAB. As now taking the circle for the Blazers is going to be the left-handed sophomore from Corner, Alabama, Olivia Cummings. Cummings on the year has a 7.92 ERA and an 0-3 record. 8th appearance. She's pitched 20 and 1/3 innings pitched, 31 hits, 23 runs. They've all been earned. 14 walks, 13 strikeouts. Opponents batting .365 against Cummings on the year. Replacing Tate Davidson, who went 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run that was earned, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. 58 pitches, 28 strikes thrown by Davidson. First pitch to Audrey Vandegrift is inside for ball 1. Vandegrift is 2 for 3 on the day. Singled in the first, had an RBI double in the second, and had a fly out in the 4th. The pitch comes up high, 2 balls and no strikes. They're through 3 in Norman, Oklahoma, Alabama women's basketball, and Oklahoma has a 71-66 lead over the Crimson Tide elsewhere on the network. 2-0. Vandegrift fouls that one away, 2-1. Also elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, they're in the bottom of the 6th, Bama baseball with a 7-3 lead over North Dakota State. Here comes a 2-1 to Vandegrift. Puts a bunt down. The third base line, charging in, making the stop and the throw is Smith, but it's not going to be in time as Vandegrift's speed beats that one out. And she's now 3 for 4 on the day. Leadoff single.
Now back for the Tide, number 11, Larissa Pruitt.
I mean, watching the replay, Almost everyone in the country is out on that play, except somebody with the speed of Audrey Vandergriff. So she's on first with nobody out for Larissa Pruitt. First pitch is a strike, taking off and stealing second ahead of the throw is Vandergriff, her second stolen base of the day. She's now 25 of 27 stolen bases on the year. Pitch was a strike. It's 0-1 on Pruitt. She's 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out, a walk, and a hit by pitch. The 0-1, that bunt is down. Stopped by Smith. The throw is going to be in time to get Pruitt at first, but Vandergriff will move to third on the sacrifice. Smith made a nice play there, was charging in and ended up having to backhand to make the stop. Knew she had to hurry to make the throw to get the out with Pruitt's speed. Now the runner on third and 1 out, Lex Papillo to the plate. First pitch to her is high for ball 1. Papillo 0 for 2 on the day, had an RBI walk in the second. It's a called strike, 1-1. Is a touch inside, 2-1. Papillo drills this one to deep center field. That one's way back. We're gone. Lex Papillo deposits one to straightaway center field, and Alabama takes the 6-3 lead. The Tide's RBI leader adds a couple more to her total. She has 3 on the day, 21 on the season, and her 5th home run for Lex Papillo makes it now 6-3 Crimson Tide. That Bama home run brought to you by the Crimson Tide mobile app. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play.
ID.
There was no doubt about that one. First pitch to Abby Dukeshire is a called strike. Dukeshire's 1 for 3 with a double, and her pinch runner scored in the 5th. That one misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out now with the bases clear. Alabama has opened this one up a bit. Dukeshire with a blooper. That's going to fall for a base hit in a shallow center field. And Abby Dukeshire keeps her hot bat going with a 1-out single. That'll bring up Callie Hevlin. Before we do that, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Well, it took a little while, but the Alabama offense has started to get to the UAB pitching staff here late in the ball game. UAB scored 3 in the first. Alabama tied things up with 3 in the home half of the second, and that's where we've been stuck for a while. Alabama took the 4-3 lead with an RBI groundout in the bottom of the 5th inning, and a 2-run homer by Lex Papillo here in the 6th. It's given Alabama the 6-3 lead. Abby Dukeshire stands on first with 1 out for Callie Hevlin. Hevlin 0 for 2. She walked and scored in the second, popped out in the third, and grounded out in the 5th. Dukeshire's always been already been pinch hit for a run once, so she will stay in the ball game to run here. First pitch is high for ball one. She's already been pinch run for once, I should say, so she'll stay in to run. Duke got her first career stolen base this weekend on her first career attempt here in her junior season. The 1-0. Evelyn fouls it away. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch comes in high on Evelyn. 2-1. Two-one is high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Evelyn fouls it off. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2. Evelyn takes this to center field, but there to make the catch is Wiggins. And Dukeshire will retreat back to first, and there's 2 away. And looks like we're going to see a pinch hitter here for Brooke Ellistad. It's going to be Kennedy Marceau grabbing a bat. Marceau on the year. Batting 3rd. She'll head down to first on the hit by pitch.
And now for 47, Salem Hawkins.
The runners now on first and second with 2 outs. That's the 3rd batter hit by UAB pitching today. Bring up Salem Hawkins, who singled her first time in the last inning. After coming in as a defensive replacement in the 4th. That one's high and tight and almost hits Hawkins. Salem Hawkins, the sophomore from Phoenix, transfer from Mississippi State. The 1-0 is high, 2 balls and no strikes. Hawkins takes it on the outside corner, 2-1. Two-one comes in high, 3-1. Three-one is high and outside for ball 4. And that will load the bases with 2 outs for Marley Giles.
And now for the tie, number 34, Marley Giles.
Giles adding .333 on the year with the bases loaded. 280 overall. A big opportunity to really bust this one open. The first pitch is in there for a called strike. Giles 0 for 2 with a pop out and a ground out and a walk on the day. Bama had the bases loaded in the second, but unfortunately left them loaded. That one drops in for a called strike, 0-2. That might be the best pitch that Cummings has thrown here in this inning of relief. The 0-2. Giles takes that one high. The 1-2. Giles holds off on another high pitch. 2-2. The 2-2. Giles with a ground ball to second. Stop made by Wortham. She'll make the throw for out number 3 to retire the side. So Alabama leaves the bases loaded here in the 6th, but the Crimson Tide does add to their lead off the 2-run home run by Alexa Pillow. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left. We head to the 7th and the last chance for UAB. It is 6-3 Crimson Tide here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We head to the 7th inning, the last chance for UAB. Alabama with a 6-3 lead over the Blazers, due up for UAB here in the 7th, 9-1-2. Wortham, Wiggins, and Dorsett against Jocelyn Brisky. Looking to finish this game off, and she was the pitcher of record. She would get the W if Alabama is able to hold on here. And the stakes for this game, Alabama looking to finish off the Crimson Classic undefeated and run their win streak to 9 in a row. UAB looking to beat Alabama for the first time in program history. This is the 35th all-time meeting between these two teams. Jenna Madison will be the batter for UAB, pinch hitting for the Blazers here. The 1-0. Misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Madison, 4 of 7 on the year, 4 runs scored with a double and 3 RBIs. Called strike, 2-1. That one comes in low, 3-1. One change in the field for Alabama. Katie Marceau stays in the ball game. She is now the third baseman for the Crimson Tide. The 3-1. Line drive to center. That's going to fall for a base hit. So Jenna Madison, pinch hit single, gets things going for the Blazers here in the 7th. Bring up Bella Wiggins. First pitch swung on a miss for strike 1. The 0-1. Misses. A little bit eyeing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wiggins is 0 for 3. The ground out, a strikeout, and reached on an error in the 5th. The 1-1 is in the dirt, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch, slap foul, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2. Again, slap foul by Wiggins. The 2-2 is again slap foul. Wiggins staying alive. Alabama trying to keep that tying run in the on-deck circle. The 2-2. Wiggins with a fly ball to deep center field, and that's going to get all the way to the wall over Kristen White's head. She'll get it in quickly. Here comes the runner trying to score from first, and she is going to be out at the plate. Perfect relay executed by Alabama, and UAB is going to challenge the call at the plate. That went 8-6-2. I think they are challenging Madison's slide. She kind of did a leaping headfirst slide at home. And Taylor Smart is hoping that maybe she avoided the tag with that slide. Looking at the replay, she did go up and over, but the tag applied on her hip and waist area. So the question is, did Madison's hands hit the plate first? It's pretty close. I mean, the throw beat her by a good 2 or 3 steps, but Giles was out in front of the plate. I think it's going to stand. Giles was out in front of the plate to avoid obstruction and dove back to apply the tag. Madison did the leaping headfirst slide to try to avoid that tag, but I think Giles got her on the waist just before the hand hit the plate. And it was kind of a, I do believe as well, Madison kind of hesitated rounding third. It certainly helped out Alabama, but a just perfectly executed relay by Alabama defensively. Again, White to Hawkins home. Now here comes our umpire, so let us know the final decision. And it is a confirmed out at home. For the first out of the inning. Wiggins ends up on second on a double. And now we are going to see a change in the circle for the Crimson Tide, as Ailey Johnson will replace Jocelyn Brisky. We'll give you her numbers and have hopefully the end of the ball game when we come back. As a change in the circle for Alabama. They lead at 6-3 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Jocelyn Brisky will give away in the circle to Ailey Johnson, right-handed junior from Fairhope, Alabama, the transfer from LSU, looking to close things out for the Crimson Tide here with a runner on second. One out in the top of the seventh. Alabama leads UAB 6-3. First pitch to Hannah Dorsett is low and away for ball one. Jocelyn Brisky went 2 2/3, gave up 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts, 46 pitches and 32 strikes. And that one's in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Dorsett. Ailey Johnson has a 2.84 ERA and a 1-0 record, making her 8th appearance of the season. She's pitched 12 1/3, 9 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned, 7 walks, and 15 strikeouts. Opponent's batting 188 against Johnson on the year. The 1-2 drops in too low. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Dorsett. Johnson pitched an inning against UAB on Friday. Did not give up a hit. 2-2 went too far around on a check swing. They'll throw down as it was in the dirt. Throws in time, and there's 2 away. And UAB now down to their final out. It's going to be the designated player, Hope Tucker. Tucker 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the first, a strikeout in the third, and walked in the 5th. Taking an extra second because Tucker had to be reenter in the ball game. She's pinch run for in the 5th. Said Alabama just trying to keep that tying run in the on-deck circle. First pitch to Tucker. Waved and a miss. For strike 1, they'll throw back behind the runner at second. The ball bounces out of Hevlin's glove, but not far enough to go anywhere. 0-1 the count now on Tucker. The 0-1. Swung on and missed on the change. No balls and 2 strikes. And UAB now down to their final strike. The 0-2. Hits the outside corner for a called strike 3, and Ailey Johnson comes in, gets 2 strikeouts, and wraps this ball game up. Your final score, Alabama 6, UAB 3 for the Blazers here in the 7th inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. With the win, Alabama improves to 15-6 overall, 9-1 here at the Rhodes House, and they are now on a 9-game win streak as they finish off the 2025 Crimson Classic with a 5-0 record, and they remain undefeated all time against UAB. The Blazers fall to 9-11 overall, 0-6 in true road games. They are now on a 4-game losing streak. They'll finish off the Crimson Classic at 1-4 on the weekend. We'll take a timeout and come back with the Alabama softball post-game report after this as Alabama gets the win by a final score of 6-3 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network